What's up everybody? So on this video, we're gonna talk about the 5 phases of any major rehab that you need to know about, whether you're a wholesaler, a landlord, a rehabber, or an financier. You need to understand these 5 phases of rehab so that you know how to run a project from A to Z. So I'm gonna be using my personal residence that we're gonna be rehabbing that is a old beat up house as an example. All that coming up and more.
7 steps to become a real estate investor in any market, regardless of money, time, knowledge, or network. Get it now at www.wififlipsacademy.com.
Okay, so if you're new to my channel, my name is Joel Aponte and I help real estate investors build house buying machines, okay? And in this property that I'm walking you through right now, it's a prime example of how rehabbing properties can get overwhelming, over budget, and overcomplicated, and why we need to master the buy, okay? So if you wanna become a house buying machine, just like me, just go ahead, make sure you subscribe and like, okay? And ding that bell so you get notified of new videos, okay? So the first phase of any rehab property, right, is demo. We need to demo, make sure that we understand what we're gonna demo and redo. Now, obviously every rehab is going to get a different scope. In this case, it's a major rehab, right? We're not talking about just paint and carpet or, sexy ugly tile. We are talking about a major restructuring rehab, right? And with that said, we need to have a clear scope of work. So if you're entering into a rehab situation for your property, whether it's investment or personal, if you do not have a clear scope of work, that is mistake number 1, okay? So getting a clear scope of work before you start hiring or interviewing contractors is huge, because if you do not, there's gonna be miscommunication, and that leads to delayed time, and that leads to change orders, and that leads to lost money, lost time, lost profit. Get my deal? So that's why I always say people need to master the buy, master acquisition, because after you master the buy, getting properties under contract, life just gets a lot easier. These projects are not for the faint of heart. These projects take a lot of work. So, in this project alone, we're probably gonna be spending anywhere between $200,000 to $250,000, but it's our personal residence, and we wanna stay in here, living here, and just make it custom to our needs are. It's not necessarily an investment, right? And that leads me to another mistake that a lot of investors do is they watch the HGTV, the before and after, and they think that that's their life. And really, you wanna go ahead and look at it as investment. So anyways, first phase is clear scope of work, okay? Once you have a clear scope of work, you can actually get estimates and bids, right? Then you're gonna take care of the big stuff. Look at that ceiling. It's leaking all over, right? So the big 4, especially out in the main continental US, is foundation, roof, AC, plumbing, and electrical, right? So the mechanical piece. And that needs to be addressed ASAP. So typically, you wanna go ahead and do the foundation first, whether it's slab or pier and beam or block and beam or whatever it is. Foundation needs to be addressed first, because it might affect the ceiling joists and how the ceilings are done. In this case, this is concrete and block. So the construction in Puerto Rico is a little bit different, way different. But you want to go ahead and make sure that you understand that foundation goes first, then the roof, the structure, the beams, the ceiling, right? And then all the rough, all the plumbing, the electrical, and then any drywall, right, that goes in. And then you go for the cosmetics and cabinetry. If you do not do that, if you do not get a clear scope, if you change the order of how you're supposed to actually do this rehab, you're gonna screw yourself over, okay? So I hope that was useful. Make sure you check the links below. We have quite a few free resources and free training. If you're interested in real estate investing and building a house buying machine, we have a lot of free resources you should use and grab, all right? Until next video, see you guys around, bye-bye.